Did you know that the internet you use every day, Google, social media, online shopping, is just the tip of the iceberg? Beneath this surface lies a vast hidden digital world. First, the deep web, which is mostly just unindexed databases, and then deeper still, the dark web. It's a shadowy corner of the internet you can only reach with special tools like the Tor browser. Here, anonymity isn't just a feature, it's the foundation. And within this realm, hidden markets thrive. Imagine distorted versions of Amazon or eBay, but instead of books and electronics, they offer counterfeit passports, stolen credit card data, hacking software, and all sorts of illegal goods. Transactions happen using cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Monero, making them incredibly difficult to trace. You've probably heard of law enforcement taking down infamous sites like Silk Road, AlphaBay, and Hydra, but each time one falls, new ones pop up, like a digital game of whack-a-mole. It shows just how resilient these underground economies are. So how do these markets even function? It's surprisingly familiar. Vendors build reputations through customer ratings and reviews. Escrow services hold payments until the buyer confirms they got their order. Entire communities are built on trust in an environment that's designed to be trustless. But don't be fooled by this veneer of order. Danger is everywhere. Scams are rampant, downloads can hide malware, and undercover agents often pose as buyers or sellers. The dark web promises anonymity, but no system is perfect, and history shows that even the most sophisticated platforms can be brought down. What draws people to these places? Is it desperation, greed, curiosity, or the allure of a world with no rules? It's fascinating that when given a space without oversight, people instinctively recreate the structures of commerce, storefronts, customer service, even loyalty programs, but fill them with shadows. Governments see these markets as a major threat, fueling everything from drug trafficking to cybercrime. But some digital libertarians see them as the ultimate expression of free exchange, a place beyond censorship. Caught in the middle are ordinary people who stumble in, expecting urban legends, and instead find a booming underground economy that feels both mundane and terrifying. This isn't just a story about crime. It's about technology, psychology, and power. It forces us to ask, are these markets just a glitch, or are they a glimpse into the future of commerce in a decentralized world? To really grasp the scale of this, let's look at the legends. It all started with Silk Road, launched in 2011 by a man named Ross Ulbricht, who went by the alias Dread Pirate Roberts. It quickly became a digital bazaar for narcotics and counterfeit documents, operating with a shocking level of professionalism. The FBI finally shut it down in 2013, arresting Ulbricht in a San Francisco library. But closing Silk Road didn't end the story. It just proved the model worked. A wave of successors followed, like Silk Road 2.0 and Agora. Then came AlphaBay, which by 2017 had become the largest dark web market in history. An international operation led by the FBI and Europol dismantled it, but the founder's mysterious death in custody only added to the market's mystique. After AlphaBay's fall, new players like Hansa and Hydra rose to prominence, each one learning from the mistakes of its predecessors. Hydra, in particular, dominated the Russian-speaking dark web until it was taken down in 2022. This constant cycle of creation and destruction shows that while individual platforms can be destroyed, the ecosystem itself just keeps regenerating, often stronger and more secure than before. It raises a serious question. Can these hidden markets ever truly be stamped out, or are they now a permanent feature of the digital landscape? What's even more fascinating is the technological arms race. These markets are constantly evolving, adopting stronger encryption, multi-signature crypto wallets, and decentralized hosting to resist being taken down. At the same time, they refine their user experience to feel just like a regular e-commerce site. This strange combination, criminal activity wrapped in the familiar packaging of online shopping, creates a disturbing sense of normalcy. It's as if the dark web isn't some alien world, but a shadow version of our own, driven by the same human desires for convenience and reputation, just stripped of all legality. The persistence of these markets also forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth about demand. It's easy to demonize the sellers, but these markets only thrive because there are buyers, and not just hardened criminals, but ordinary people looking for something they can't or won't get in the regular world. The technological backbone of these markets is what makes it all possible. At its heart is the Tor network, short for the Onion Router. It routes your internet traffic through multiple layers of encryption, like the layers of an onion, making it almost impossible to trace where you're coming from. This allows these marketplaces to exist on hidden .onion addresses, invisible to Google and accessible only through the Tor browser. Alongside Tor, cryptocurrencies provide the financial engine. Bitcoin was the original currency of choice, but its public ledger made it surprisingly traceable. So, many markets shifted to privacy-focused coins like Monero, which obscure transaction details and make tracking nearly impossible. It's a constant cat-and-mouse game between law enforcement and market operators. But technology alone isn't enough. What truly holds these markets together is the psychology of trust in a completely untrustworthy environment. Buyers and sellers who will never meet rely on reputation systems and escrow to build credibility. It's a paradox. Illegal markets can foster surprisingly sophisticated systems of accountability. It suggests that even in a lawless space, people will instinctively create their own rules and norms to make the system work. But this fragile ecosystem is always under threat. Scams and betrayals are common. Sometimes an entire market will just vanish overnight, with the administrators stealing everyone's funds. This cycle of creation, betrayal, and rebirth just adds to the dark web's mystique. But why does any of this matter? Because these markets are more than just criminal enterprises. They are laboratories for digital freedom and control, testing the limits of what's possible when anonymity, encryption, and decentralization collide. They force us to ask difficult questions. If people are willing to risk so much to buy and sell in these hidden spaces, what does that say about the failures of the legitimate world to meet their needs? And if governments can't fully suppress them, does that mean we're entering an era where underground economies will always exist in parallel to our own? Ultimately, this is a story about people. Behind every encrypted message and digital storefront are real individuals making choices. Think about the vendors. Many operate like small business owners, carefully managing their listings and customer service, except their products are illegal. And the buyers range from criminals and hackers to curious teenagers and even journalists seeking privacy. This diversity complicates the simple narrative of good versus evil. Some even argue these markets offer a safer alternative to violent street-level deals, though that view is highly controversial. Meanwhile, law enforcement continues to adapt, infiltrating forums and tracing crypto transactions. But every victory seems temporary. This highlights a deep philosophical tension in the digital age. The same tools that enable hidden markets, encryption, anonymity, decentralized finance, are also used by whistleblowers, activists, and ordinary citizens who just want privacy. So, does cracking down on the dark web risk undermining the very freedoms we value? The mystery of hidden markets isn't just about crime or tech. It's about the future of the internet itself. Are we moving toward a world with two parallel economies? One visible and regulated, the other hidden and untouchable? The dark web might not be an aberration, but a natural extension of human desire, a place where the boundaries of law, morality, and identity are constantly being redrawn. What these markets truly represent is a collision of technology, economics, and human psychology in a space where traditional rules don't apply. The same encryption that protects dissidents also shields criminals. The same crypto that promises financial freedom also enables money laundering. There are no easy answers here. We see entire subcultures forming with their own codes of conduct, however twisted they may seem. It makes you wonder if morality is absolute or just a reflection of context. The global nature of these markets shows how fragile our legal borders are. A buyer in one country can purchase from a seller in another, and the transaction is almost impossible to police. As we look to the future, we have to ask, are hidden markets just a temporary phase, or are they early prototypes of a broader shift? With blockchain and decentralized finance becoming more mainstream, the tools of the dark web are entering the light. The line between legitimate innovation and criminal enterprise is blurring. The hidden markets of today might just be the blueprint for the economies of tomorrow, a haunting realization that the shadows we fear may already be shaping the world we live in. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this journey into the digital underworld fascinating, please give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden corners of our world. Stay curious and stay safe.